Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to this series where we go through our entire YouTube ads process. Now, if you haven't watched the first video in this series, make sure to go do that because it will make this video a lot more easy to understand. And if you have watched that video, well, let's just jump into this video. In this video, we're going to be focusing on the scripting and storyboard portion of our video ads process for YouTube. And we're really going to be diving in deep into how we actually script our ads and how we storyboard them so that they come out looking great and start converting at a high level. Before we jump into the video though, I would like to ask you guys to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Obviously, you won't want to miss out video number 3 and 4 in this series, so make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Now, let's jump into the video. And Sash, what is the first thing that comes to mind when we are scripting YouTube ads?
So the first most important part of your script is the hook, right? The hook is basically what grabs people's attention, gets them to watch the whole video ad, and then gets them to click through because it's the first impression, right? It's what's going to get them to actually be engaged versus being zombie-like and skipping the ad. So an example of a hook could be something where there's a curiosity-inducing hook. So for example, there's a visual scene or a statement that induces curiosity. This could be a physical action like we had for one of our clients where we actually dropped a hammer on a shoe as the opening scene of the ad, because that was something where the actor was completely unharmed because these are indestructible shoes, and that led to people really continuing to watch the ad. As you know, everybody wants a pair of shoes that they can just drop hammers on and not get hurt, right? So from there, you also have other types of hooks. So another hook example could be the controversial statement. So the controversial statement is something you say that's just something that most people wouldn't agree with. It could be something like me saying, hey, in 2021, YouTube ads is the best traffic source out there and it's better than Facebook ads because of X, Y, Z. Right? So that's a statement that a lot of media buyers perhaps may not agree with, but if I have strong arguments and justifications for that statement, then that ad is going to work really well and get people to actually go through and watch my training. Another example of a hook is using motion. Instead of just being static, you could literally have a scene where you do that, right? So that's an example. Just be like, hey, quick second. Or it could be something like, I want to quickly show you something here. Come walk with me, right? Like motion, whether it's you using your hands, whether it's an action, whether it's you walking with the camera, it grabs attention. So essentially with these hooks, you really can be very creative and you should put a lot of effort. So even though it might be only 10 to 20 seconds long, you should spend as much time on it as the rest of your ad. Even if you have a 2-minute ad and it's only 10% of your whole ad, you should still really focus on getting the hook right, because I've seen ads that have amazing hooks and mediocre bodies do really, really well. So that's the importance of hook. So after the hook, you're going to actually show them what you're offering, right? So you're gonna either explain the benefits of it, tell them what this is, etc., right? Now, in certain ads, people just keep a story going, right? So they'll have a hook and they'll start explaining the story. They won't be direct about it. They'll take a couple minutes to get to the point. And I've seen that work as well. But in many other ads, for example, I may say a hook and then justify that hook with a couple of statements and then be like, hey, if you want to learn how I scaled my ad agency, right? Like a statement like that, I've actually created a free training where I show you how I did it. So that would come in early in around the 25 to 40 second mark. So that those people who already saw the hook, then they saw, kind of got an understanding of what this is about, they're ready to click, right? And then after that, I'll go deeper into what I'm offering. So I'll tell them, hey, these are the specific things you will learn in my free training, right? So a lot of people may not actually be ready at that point. They need more meat. They need to perhaps deal with some objections, right? So they may have some objections that you got to deal with, and then they'll be ready to click. So after the first call to action, you'll typically go deeper into your benefits and what you're teaching them. If it's an e-commerce product, obviously you're going to go into demonstration of the product. You're going to go over the benefits of the products because your product may have multiple benefits, right? And then from there, you'll want to have some social proof. So you want to actually give them examples of people who've used your product, or perhaps show them a sliding screen of reviews on Amazon. You essentially want to have some social proof. At a certain point in the ad, if you've been featured in Forbes, if you've been featured in some big magazines, you want to have that in the ad as well. So I like to have both social proof from buyers as well as authority building credibility from magazines, from TV shows, from perhaps other industry experts, right? Both of them are great. So from there, you'll have your second call to action, because you always want to have multiple call to actions, and then you'll kind of wrap the video up. And basically at the end, we like to have a little countdown timer that counts down and basically gives people a few extra seconds to click after I've stopped speaking in the ad. So hopefully that helps explain the structure of the ad. And Neil, you have some thoughts on storyboarding, right?
Yeah, so the way we do storyboarding with our YouTube ads is going to be a little bit different. Obviously, this isn't a full-scale movie. You're not producing the next Titanic. You don't need to draw out every scene. Like Sash mentioned, we're going to be testing out a ton of hooks, right? So you don't want to be spending all day just drawing out each scene. What you want to do, however, is focus on the key elements of each ad, and you want to write this down. So this could be things like your setting, whether you're doing it in a professional studio, outside, and then you will also want to add detailed notes on each scene. So if the hook is something that uses motion, you want to make sure that you're jotting that down. This is especially important if you're using voiceover actors or even other actors that are going to be producing the ad. So anybody that's not you. So you want to be making sure that you're including things like motion, pans, zoom, or any other effects that you think will add to the main elements of the video ad. I think that's pretty much it in terms of storyboarding, right? You can obviously get as much detailed as you want, but we recommend just keeping the key elements there. So that actually concludes video number 2 in our 4-part series. If you are curious about part 3 and 4, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. And if you think that this is a lot of work for you guys to do, well, we do offer a done-for-you service where we handle all of the research and scripting for you. And if this is something that you are kind of curious about and you do want to give it a shot, well, we do also have a training that teaches you exactly how to do this in absolute detail. In this video, we're kind of glancing over it, but if you want a step-by-step guide on how to script your videos, well, be sure to check out our course. A link will be in the description and you can go check that out. With that, guys, we'll see you guys in the next video.